Good afternoon, fans. Welcome to the LB Gym here in frigid Fredericton. One of the coldest weekends of the year upon us. No need to worry, though. It's going to warm up enough for a snowstorm on Monday before going back to the cold. I will admit, right off the top here, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer today. I come out of the house with my winter boots on, so I'm plodding around the gym here in my sock feet. Like I don't quite have it all together today. Anyway, we should be in for a dandy volleyball match here, starting off the day with some women's action. It is the Holland Hurricanes and the host St. Thomas Tommies. These teams are among the tops in the conference. Mount Allison in front at 11-3, and they're up 2 sets on Mount St. Vincent as we start this broadcast here today. In second are the St. Thomas Tommies, having won 7 in a row, the hottest team in the conference at 9-3. Right on their heels, a couple 8-4 teams, including 5 win in a row Holland Hurricanes and UNBSJ. They're sitting at 8-4. Mount St. Vincent is at 8-6, and the Dow Rams sit in 6th place at 7-6, just outside the playoffs. Crandall at 5-8, and at the bottom of the pack, St. Anne and UKC at 1-12. Have the anthem here, and then we'll tee up the rest of this contest. That's the anthem to me. Well, excuse me if I don't recognize all these Tommy players today. It has been a minute since we've seen them. Last home match was back on November 23rd. That's a whole 2 months ago at this point in time. And that match they took down, and then first place and 12th ranked in the country, UNBSJ. Since that time, they've gone on the road and won 4, 2 before the holiday break at MSVU, and then a tough road trip this past weekend to Halifax to play UKC, and then on to St. Anne that same day with a match the next morning against the USTA team. Tommy started at 2-3. Their losses, MSVU, Mount A, and Dow. Starters being introduced for Holland College. 1 is Jenna O'Neill. 3 is Morgan Hoskins. 4, Abby McDonald. 6 is Marissa O'Donnell. 11, Maria Moores. 14, Mason Babby. And the Libero jerseys, number 2, Jada Judge. And number 15, Jackie Jubenville. Time now for our first edition of the Tommy Light Show here. Little new addition to things. We get a little green and gold flashing here for the Tommy starters. We'll pick those up as they're introduced as well. First starter, number 6, Laura-Eve Godin. 7 is Kathleen Boyle. 8, Kylie Nadeau, first year out of Quispam Sis. 10, Ava Slip, second year middle out of Fredericton. First year out of Fredericton is Morgan Coy, wearing number 11. Bella Esty is going to wear number 12. Libero will be number 3, Brooke Thompson. And also in the Libero jersey today is number 1, Avalon LeBlanc. LeBlanc, first year out of Moncton. Haven't seen much of LeBlanc myself in the previous home matches. So we're set here to be Ella Esty in the pivot today for the Tommies as the center. And counterpart will be Marissa O'Donnell, second year out of Fredericton for the Hurricanes. Tommy start across the front. Godin and Esty. And across the back, it's going to be Coy, Boyle, and Slip. And it looks like Ava Slip will be the first to serve. The Hurricanes go with O'Donnell, Hoskins, and Abby McDonald in the front. And a back row of O'Neill, Moores, and Morgan Hoskins. They moved around a bit on me there, and the Libero come in, so I might have got Hoskins twice. In play for O'Neill, O'Donnell, and there's Hoskins on the first attack. Nadeau, big swing, and that is down for a point for the Tommies. Stu draws the first action here. Tell you about these teams' last matches and their previous meeting on the island when we get the appropriate break in the action to do so. Tipped over, kept alive. And that's Nadeau again, tipped back. In the back row and tipped at the net by Godin. Back set for Coy. O'Neill is there. Nice swing that time from Hoskins. In the back row, it's Boyle. O'Neill again. Kept alive by the Tommies, Coy, but that will be a point for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes keep an eye on O'Neill, number 1. 132 kills coming into today and 153 points. Abby McDonald, 6'4" in the middle, adds 99.5 points for the Hurricanes. Godin against McDonald, and that goes down on the Hurricane side for a Tommy point, sending Ella Esty back to serve. Esty, 15 service aces on the season. Played up, and that one is going to not make it between the antennae for a Tommy point. 3-1 Stu here in the early going. Esty will help corral that loose ball. Oh, nice cross-court punch from Maria Moores. That one in the back corner for Stu. 4-1 Tommies. Do expect this to be a tight match between these clubs based both on standings and previous match. And just good evenly matched teams here as well. Moores blocked at the net by the Tommies down on the Hurricane side. Marie Godin, Morgan Coy. Maybe collaborators on that one. I'm up here at my angle. Those blocks are sometimes a bit hard to tell who exactly gets credit with them. Net serve from Esty, 5-2 Tommies as we go over to the Hurricanes. Great opportunity to tell you about that previous match head-to-head November 1st at Holland College. It was 3-2 Stu. They come back from down 2 sets, and the Hurricanes were also up. I want to say it was something like 17-11 in the 4th set that the Tommies came back from. Tommies took it in 5 sets, 15-7 in the 5th. There's McDonald showing off that length in the middle with the block, and down on the Tommy side for 5-3. It was O'Neill, 14 kills, a 270, 2 service aces, a block, and 17 points. Moores, 9 kills and 6 block assists for 12 points in that one. Kathleen Boyle led STU with 19 kills on 57 attacks, 11 errors, a 140, 2 service aces, 2 block assists, 22 points. Kylie Nadeau had 14 kills and 17.5 points. And that one is in. Service ace clean for the Tommies Nadeau. Nadeau chipped in with, I think I said 14 points and 14 kills and 17.5 points in that November match. Hurricanes actually out-hit the Tommies, 173 to 164. There's O'Neill, played up by Thompson. Back set for Coy. Great get there by Hoskins. And that one is in on the Hurricanes attack. Libero out and Mason Babby back in wearing number 14. There's Boyle, goes with the change of pace. That pass from McDonald drifted a little too close to the net, but the Hurricanes had possession, and O'Neill goes long. O'Neill, 5th-year left side out of Cornwall, has been just an outstanding player here in the ACAA throughout her career. Godin tries O'Neill, kept alive by the Libero. Free ball from O'Donnell. Godin for Esty, out of the middle. It's tipped by Slip, and Jenna O'Neill lays out but can't quite get there. Smart play by the Tommies. Slip. Ava Slip, 56 kills coming into today and a 307 attack percentage. Godin on the serve. O'Donnell sets that one up for a big swing from Maria Moores. Moores out of Conception Bay South, Newfoundland. Shout out if you're watching along from the Rock. I know you're getting and in line to get some of the weather that's been passing through here. Dive from Kathleen Boyle is not quite successful. Line 6-2, Maria Moores will serve. Powerful serve, and it's a clean ace between Thompson and Nadeau. Just about to say earlier that this Hurricanes team isn't as big a serving a club as we've seen from Hurricane teams past in recent years, but that's a pretty darn good looking serve from Moores with a lot of pace. A little spin on that one too. Out of the middle for Slip. Set up back row hit. Hoskins picks the corner. (9-8). Moores to continue service. Let's see if Moores makes Nadeau play this one. Goes right in that direction to Nadeau. Esty, the back row, it is Nadeau into the net. Esty and Coy on that second hit. Both in pursuit. There's the Hurricanes men's volleyball club entering the gym here. Moores. Oh, just long. 2 hairs and some air on that one. That one barely misclipping that back row. Line judge right on top of it. And that drifts long from Morgan Coy. That should tie us at 10 in the opening set. For substitution, the match checking in is Jamie Spencer. Spencer, a 5th-year left side out of Fort Francis, Ontario, at 6 foot. And it will be O'Neill back to serve. 18 service aces And the officials say we're set. Here we go. Oh, a little change of pace that time from O'Neill. There's Boyle, quiet thus far. Piece of the block, great dive from O'Neill, and great attack right off the entry from Jamie Spencer. Hurricanes, their first lead of this first set at 11-10. O'Neill for Boyle. Back set slip. Played up by Moores. And there's Spencer, a little miss hit that time from Jamie Spencer. Bit of a tough attack angle from Spencer. Boyle tries Spencer. O'Donnell back to Spencer, off block Thompson. There's Esty, Boyle back row, big swing, O'Neill is there. Spencer again, that one tip blocked and in on the Hurricane side. That's going to be a point, Stu. 12-11 Tommies. Back row, it's O'Neill. Thompson, there's Nadeau, blocked. Thompson got a piece, kept alive. Nadeau again tries, cross court too long. Well read by Spencer to let that one fly by. Here's Abby McDonald back in. McDonald does have a player of the week, or athlete of the week at the ACAA level, pardon me, this season. Not this past week. SG tries to sneak, finds the nylon, and it's 13-12 Hurricanes. Highly entertaining and fast-paced first set. Thompson, Esty, and that was slip, and there is McDonald again on the block. Well read by Abby McDonald. The captain Babby in play. Slip tries again, O'Neill is there, and McDonald on the attack, and that fell into Never Never Land that time, right in the middle of a bunch of Hurricanes. Tommy's down one for Ava Slip. Oh, that one fooled me a little bit. I was expecting a swing from Abby McDonald there. Came all the way over to Jamie Spencer. And Spencer gets the kill on Stu. Nadeau, Thompson, Nadeau. Off Hurricane block, out of play. Moores and McDonald were both there on the block. That pass drifted long to the Tommy side. Godin tried to go right back with it, and it ends up a point for the Hurricanes. It's got a little too much air under it for Godin. Oh, there's a big swing from Morgan Coy. Coy very much in rhythm that time. Here's Nadeau. O'Neill. Esty's up to the task. McDonald. Net violation on Stu. Point Hurricanes. And Abby McDonald will sub out for Kiera Collingworth. Collingworth, first year out of Charlottetown, does have 3 service aces. And that's Collingworth's only 3 points on the season. So I'm expecting to see pretty sharp serve here from Collingworth. And indeed, it was a pretty sharp serve, just a little bit into the tape. And a sub now for the Tommies. Checking in number 16, Bronwyn Gillingham. Gillingham has been used as well as a service specialist for STU. Oh, a little miss hit from Spencer, but a great effort from Moores. Kept that ball alive, I think, into the stands. Gillingham again, good service ace for Bronwyn Gillingham. Give Gillingham 8 aces on the season now. Tommy's 18-17 first set. Another good serve for Gillingham, played by Spencer. Babby on the attack off of Boyle's hand. I think Gillingham might have been there. And here's Thompson back in for Gillingham at 18 each. Strong serve, Thompson, Esty. And Boyle gets enough to get it through the block. Here comes Jenna Murphy in for Morgan Coy. Murphy, a third-year setter out of Middle Sackville, Nova Scotia. 18 service aces on the season for Murphy. Let's see if Murphy moves into the setter position as well for Stu. And there on the block, Ella Esty. It's a block on the O'Neill attack. By Jubenville. Out in the middle, it was Babby. The Tommies keep it alive. Essentially a free ball from Nadeau. And across that attack line from the back row to get that one. (21-18) Stu. Bet if the Tommies get a point here, we'll see a Hurricane timeout. Murphy. In play, O'Donnell for O'Neill. Up by Murphy, there's Thompson. Esty on the attack. Great get by Spencer. O'Neill cross court. Boyle is there, back for Boyle. Boyle with the clean kill for the Tommies. Make it 22-18. And there it is, there's the timeout from Coach Craig Hoskins. Can't let the gap widen too much without trying to slow the momentum. And that certainly was a momentum building shot from Boyle. Boyle, last year's Tommy Athlete of the Year. Opportunity to run down the previous matches for these clubs. As mentioned, Stu won on the road last weekend. Straight sets at UKC and then straight sets at St. Anne last Sunday. Canna-Brito, 5 kills, 6 points, led St. Anne. Katya Ivanov, 3 kills, 5.5 points. Boyle out the Tommies, 3 kills, service ace, 11 points. Ava Slip, 5 kills and 11 points. Tommies out hit St. Anne 221 to 011. That's a big difference. Back in play here, I'll get to you the Hurricanes' last match. Have the opportunity. Back row, big swing into the net from Moores. Hurricanes' last match, that was at versus MSVU in the McMillan Center. Was 3-0, but tight sets, 26-24, 25-23, 26-24. That one just wide from the Tommies, 23-19. 7 McCatton, 11 kills, 12.5 points. Sarah Ryan, 4 kills, 10 points for the Mystics. Leading the Hurricanes is O'Neill, who's now serving. 16 kills, 16 points. Moores, 12 kills, 14.5 points. And the Hurricanes out-hit the Mystics 193 to 125. Set point now for the Tommies as Boyle is back to serve. Played up by Jubenville. O'Donnell. Babby with a clean kill. In terms of hitting, Hurricanes a little better percentage on the season coming in. They sit third in the conference at 234. The Tommies 188. That's a area of their game, a little bit more efficiency as they look here down the stretch run. Hurricanes save a point there, and Esty off block gives it to Stu. First set, 25-20. Just give me a little second here, and I'll see if I've got some stats. Indeed, the online stats appear to be up and running. So set summary, Holland in that set. 10 kills, 8 errors, 32 attacks, and 0.62 percentage. The Tommies, 11 kills, 5 errors on 30 attacks. That's a 200 attack percentage. Assists, 11 to 10 Tommies. Tommies 4 service aces to the Hurricanes 2. 3 serve errors for Stu versus 2. Digs are even at 14 apiece. Tommies lead in blocks 4-2. And in terms of individual stats, Babby with 3 kills, O'Neill, Moores, Spencer, 2 each. Babby a 750 hit percentage. 6 digs for O'Neill, 2 service aces, Moores. And for the Tommies, Boyle, 3 kills and a 429 percentage with 2 digs. Nadeau, 2 kills, Slip 2 kills, Coy 2 kills, Godin and Esty 1 kill each. Brooke Thompson adds 3 digs, as does Laurie-Eve Godin. Gillingham, 2 service aces. In terms of league leaders, Boyle, top 5 in 4 categories, 2nd in kills per set, 4th in overall kills, 5th in blocks per set, and 4th in blocks. And for the Hurricanes, it's McDonald 3rd in percentage at 340, 4th in blocks per set, and O'Donnell 3rd in assists per set. Tommy's other leaders, Nadeau 4th in service aces per set, 5th Slip 5th in hitting percentage, and Esty 5th in assists per set. So it's set to go here with set number 2. Hurricanes, McDonald, Hoskins, and O'Donnell in the front. In the back row, Moores, O'Neill, Babby. So the same 6 that started for the Tommies looks the same as well. Let's go down Nadeau and Esty. Slip, Boyle, and Coy. And live Bureau jerseys appear to be the same, at least for Stu. Can't quite see the Hurricanes bench, see if there are any changes in that. Tommy's Nadeau blocked. There's Thompson. STU rises and swings. And the Hurricanes, Hoskins, over to talk to the lead official about something, and officials get together and they're going to take that point off the board and give it over to Holland. Tommy violation. Abby serves again. Thompson. STU. Godin. That one off net, out of play. 2-0 Hurricanes. Off of Nadeau and out of play. Great hustle by Boyle. Godin tried the tip that time, but the Hurricanes were there to read that. Hoskins blocked. Hoskins tries the tip. Boyle is there. Thompson, Coy, and the Hurricanes, a little malfunction to the communication junction, and who was going to take that one? STU collects the thoughts, puts us in play. Played up by O'Neill, O'Donnell, Hoskins off block. Thompson lays out, gets a piece. 4-1 Hurricanes. As Marissa O'Donnell back to serve, second year. Right here out of Fredericton for O'Donnell. It's always amazing when we go around this conference how many Fredericton players are around. Tells you the strength of the volleyball clubs and high school level here in Fredericton. Fifth year Hoskins just can't quite get the hand under that ball. 4-2 STU for Nadeau. Oh, aided by the net that time. Gotta be good to be lucky, says Nadeau, as Jubenville just couldn't react in time to that change of pace. 4-3 STU. That one played by O'Neill. O'Donnell out of the middle, McDonald. Thompson, that pass drifts a little long. And Boyle a little slow to get up. Boyle regrouping on the attack that time. And played up well by Godin off the block. Kali Nadeau caught in between. That time, 5-3 Hurricanes in the set. Bull giving that ankle a little test. Set for the back row, Nadeau. Nice swing. And that one hits the basketball net, suspended at the ceiling level. A good get by Jubenville. Ava slip back in for Libero Thompson. As Godin set to serve. Oh, Godin miss hit on the serve and well read by the veteran Jenna O'Neill. Here's Abby McDonald. 9 service aces coming into today. serving 6-4. Good swing, Boyle. ST back set. And there it is again in rhythm for Morgan Coy. That's a couple big rips today from Coy. Good serve as well, Jubenville kept that one alive. That was Moores on the attack for the Hurricanes. Boyle blocked. Nadeau played it up, but it ends up in the stands. 7-5 Holland for Maria Moores. Another strong serve from Moores. In the back row was Coy. Coy got a hand on that. Essentially free though for the Hurricanes. Babby on the attack. Thompson. Nadeau. Free from Boyle. O'Neill snuffed out at the net. It's Esty, I think, who gets that one. Slip also there. Strong crop of rookies for the Tommies. Esty, Coy, Nadeau. And that one finds the back corner from O'Neill. Teams trading points. Neither club really be able to build much momentum here in this second set. Hurricanes up 2 points on the serve, and the center dump from Esty works that time. Right into the pot for a point. Good serve. And Hoskins. Great hustle to lay out for that one. Can't get there. Now tied at 8 for Ava Slip. Free from Hoskins. Nadeau off block. O'Neill is there. O'Donnell, Babby on the attack. There's Boyle lets loose, and that one off of Jubenville and off one of the lights in the ceiling. Might be the biggest swing of the day we've seen from Boyle. That pass drifted into the net from Hoskins. O'Donnell couldn't save it. 10-8 Tommies. And Slip will serve again. Slip, a second-year Tommy. 80 points coming into today, is only added to it. O'Neill for Hoskins. And that pass drifts back over to the Hurricanes. Babby partially blocked, but it's down on the Tommy side. Point Hurricanes as Slip. At 5'11", needed to be out 6'11" to reach that one. Gonna have a look at the antenna and give it a little straighten up here before we get play back underway. Good to go, Mason Babby. Out of Lumsden, Saskatchewan. Shout out if you're watching from the prairies. Happy to have you along. Back row swing from Boyle. Just finds the open space that time. Boyle another point to the resume. Crossed a major threshold on last weekend's road trip. 1,000 points in a Tommy uniform for Boyle. That is a massive number. Tipped over by McDonald, but wide. So kudos to Kathleen Boyle for that milestone. 12-9 Tommies. They've come from 2 down to get the 5-point lead. Timeout Hurricanes. Take a moment now, check in on some of the other action around the conference if I can. If the phone and internet connection works. Looks like we can get a refresh there. It's a 3-1 final, Mount A over Mount St. Vincent. And no score reported in set-wise, Crandall and SJ. It says that was supposed to be a 2 o'clock start, but there are no stats yet available. And that Mount A contest Seven McCatton again, a leader for the Mystics with 16 kills. And for Mount Allison, Chloe Palmer 15, Maya Artabello with 10, leading Mount A. So Mount A adds another victory to their ledger atop the conference. O'Donnell serves. Is Godin on the attack. So the Mystics will drop to 8-7. The Mounties will move to 12-3. Mounties 12th in the nation, the only ACAA team ranked. Capilano is first. McDonald, big swing, but Thompson right there for it. Coy off the heel of the hand. Jubenville plays it up for Moores. And there's going to be a double hit called on Thompson. Make it 13-11. Hoskins, Thompson, Esty, Boyle. I think we're calling that off the antenna. Didn't quite get the correction on the play, but there was a correction. Hoskins has that one off the side of the hand. Here's Gillingham in for Godin. Again, we saw Gillingham 3 or 4 good serves, including some of the ace variety in that opening set. 14-12 Tommies, Gillingham. And that one eats up Jubenville just a little bit. And the second hit from O'Donnell goes astray. Here's Gillingham again. That one played up by Hoskins. There's O'Donnell. Hoskins free. Nadeau, Esty. And that's Coy with another big swing in rhythm. Morgan Coy looking sharp for the Tommies in this contest. Maybe the best I've seen Coy here on home court for Stu, at least. Gillingham with the Tommies now up 4. Jubenville. And there's Spencer, who cleans that one up in front of Gillingham. Collingworth, first year out of Charlottetown, back in for MacDonald. And Collingworth to serve. That one long from Collingworth. As the Tommies see that one out the back door. Coyote, here is Jenna Murphy. Good serve from Murphy. Murphy makes Hoskins play it. And there is Moores on the attack. Nadeau for Boyle. Boyle. Babby might have had a piece on the way through. Another great swing from Jamie Spencer. Have the folks in Fort Francis happy. Maybe even more so than other sports at the ACAA level. This volleyball tends to draw players from countrywide. Multiple provinces here represented. That one down in front of Thompson by Maria Moores. Looking at the Holland College roster, PEI, Alberta, New Brunswick, Saskatchewan, BC, Newfoundland, Ontario. I said Saskatchewan. Players near and far for the Hurricanes. Points, Tommies. Boyle serves off of Jubenville's hands. Kept up by Moores, free from Jubenville. Oh, and Thompson gives it right back. That time blocked was Spencer by the Tommies, but out of play. Point Hurricanes. And I should have said off the top, due to the weather, it's been a bit of a game of planes, trains, and automobiles for the Hurricanes to get here today. Left Charlottetown around 7. Had to do the shuttle across the bridge at both great expense and great amount of time taken to do that in terms of the shuttle. And then jump on a different bus on the mainland here to come to Fredericton. Quicker than planned stop in Moncton for lunch. Kind of a grab and go instead of a sit down situation. Slight delay getting started here. Push the game time back due to the busing issue. Hurricanes, I know, will not use that as any excuse here should they not be successful today. Having lived on the island for 10 years, not exactly the easiest thing to do to get off when those winds are high like they are today, and particularly in the wintertime when you got those wind chills and snow blowing every which way. (1918) here's Babby. That's going to be called a carry on Thompson, double hit. 19-19 here, second set. The Tommies got the first one. Boyle played by Hoskins, McDonald. Boyle back row gets that one. Nadeau punches it deep. But Spencer was there, free from Hoskins, and Hoskins sends the free one wide. Ibero Jubenville checks back in as Ella Esty rotates back to serve. Oh, Tommy's the second time today. Help from the tape on the serve. No real chance for the Hurricanes that time. Hoskins tried the tip. Pass too close to the net. Not a lot Hoskins could do with that. Another sub coming. It will be Madeline Tommen out of Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Second-year setter checking in for Maria Moores. And 22-19 Tommy's second set. It's Esty to serve. McDonald clean kill. Super impressed with Abby McDonald here today. And here comes Moores checking back in for Tommen. Marissa O'Donnell on serve. Nadeau, Coy, Nadeau, blocked, Godin, Esty, Boyle, back row tipped. Hoskins, nice swing. Oh, Tommy's kept it alive, but a double hit. Nope, called a carry, I guess. Key point there for the Hurricanes. That's now 22-21 Tommy's. That would have been 23-20 the other way. O'Donnell, Boyle, Esty, Coy again. That one not off block, just long from Morgan Coy. Knotted at 22. Deuces wild here in the second set. Timeout, Tommy's. These teams will meet again tomorrow. Tommy's, after a 2 months absence from home court, largely due to the semester break, are here 3 weekends in a row, and that does the home season. This weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after. For the Tommies, it's 2 against Holland this weekend. Next weekend, it is Dow and Mount A. And the weekend of February 7th and 8th, it's 2 against Crandall before they finish up the season on the road down Highway 7 versus UNBSJ. So a great finishing stretch here for STU. Don't have to travel any more than call St. John an hour away, campus to campus. And you're hosting ACAA, so a pretty great closing stretch for STU right here on the home court. And as they sit right now, well in position for the ACAAs. Point to the Tommies, Nadeau to serve. That's going to be called a double hit on the setter O'Donnell. The Hurricanes here tomorrow versus Mount A on the 31st, versus Crandall on the 1st. The 7th at the Mount, the 8th at home to St. Anne, before finishing on the road Valentine's weekend at the Dow Rams. And the Tommies finished the second set there on the error by the Hurricanes, 25-22. STU, they're up now 2-0. From 22-22, they closed with 3 straight, and dare I say, pretty quick points on the Hurricanes. Got the set change over here. And looks like we might have some changes to libero jerseys for the Hurricanes. Looks like Hoskins donning a white top. Big win last night by the Tommy women's hockey team. 2-1 in a shootout on the road at U-M. Puts the Tommies solidly in 3rd place in the conference, nipping at the heels of St. FX and UNB. And the Tommy women dealing with the travel across Confederation Bridge today. They are playing at UPI. Tommy basketballers, they are on the road, playing 4 and 6 o'clock starts, women and men, at the UKC Blue Devils. They are right on ACAA TV as well. So you can stick here for volleyball if you're a Tommy's fan. Switch over to basketball. Give yourself a whole Tommy afternoon and into early evening. I don't know what time the women's hockey game is. Hurricane basketballers, I believe, are at Mount Allison today, and I think that's why the Mount A MSVU women's volleyball game started in the 1 o'clock hour. Hurricanes appear set here for set number 3. Babby, O'Donnell, Spencer front row. O'Neill, Moores, and McDonald back row. And libero jerseys, Hoskins and Jubenville. Tommy, Slip, Boyle, Coy, back row. Slip to serve first. Godin, Nadeau, and SD front row. So no changes for STU. Slight adjustment here as Hoskins goes to the white jersey and will jump in as the libero right away, as McDonald will go to the bench. Ava Slip to serve. That one goes long. Through a couple sets, the Hurricanes, 59 attacks, 18 kills, 11 errors, a 121. The Tommies, 58 attacks, 24 kills, 11 errors for a 2-2-4. Service aces, Tommies 10-5 lead in that category. Diggs 27-22. Blocks 5-3 for STU. Individual stats, leading Holland, Spencer 5 kills, Babby 4. O'Neill, Hoskins a couple each. Service, Diggs 7 for O'Neill. Service aces 3 for Moores. There's Nadeau just wide. The Tommies, Boyle and Coy 6 kills each. Coy a sparkling 385 attack percentage. 3 service aces, Nadeau. 6 Diggs, Boyle. 5 for Thompson. And Ella Esty, Ava Slip, 3 total blocks each. And there's Spencer gets one through a block for a Hurricane point. 3-1 early going of set 3, a set the Hurricanes need in order to continue the match. Nadeau gets it through the blockers and in front of O'Neill. Point STU. Hoskins back in as the libero. Esty right at Hoskins. Hoskins drifts it long, Godin. Maybe a miss hit, but it worked. Godin, maybe a little excuse me shot there. 3-3. And right back is Jamie Spencer. Boyle. There's Nadeau. And Coy. Hoskins. Spencer. Back set for Nadeau off a Hurricane block. Out of play, Tommy Point. Tommy faithful with a cheer on that one, 4-4, set 3. That was O'Neill, Thompson. And Coy gets it through, but McDonald keeps it alive. Played over by Hoskins. Go down with a clean kill out of the middle. Ella Asti, really good decision there and really good ball distribution today. Hoskins, O'Neill, Spencer. Oh, smart play from the veteran Spencer. Just to go tip. Nadeau, back row. Hoskins is there. Played up by Moores and Spencer from the back row. Now Boyle. Off block, out of play. (6-5) STU. And there's McDonald. Nice clean kill in the middle. McDonald on to serve. Just looking at Fort Frances, Ontario here. It is where I thought it was. And that's quite far west in Ontario, right along the Minnesota border. Sort of halfway between Thunder Bay and Winnipeg, if you will. If you want to draw a line between those items and go just a little bit south to the border, you'll find Fort Frances. Not been to that part of Ontario. One of the few provinces I haven't visited is Manitoba. Or that western part of Ontario. Done, of course, the GTA, the Horseshoe, Sudbury, just not up around that portion. Someday, maybe. 8-8 here, third set. And slip. Punches one deep for the Tommies to make it 9-8. That one into the net. And Hurricanes Babby. Boyle. Big serve is just long, well read by Hoskins. Great decision. Maria Pott checks in. Pott out of Cornwall, Prince Edward Island, just to the west of Charlottetown. Oh, slip with a tricky tip. Good get by Moores. And there is Fort Francis's Spencer on the attack off a Tommy block out of play. 10-10 in set 3. The Hurricanes have to fight for this one. Dump from Esty doesn't work that time. And it's Spencer on the attack, but Tommy violation into the net. 11-10 Hurricanes for Jenna O'Neill. Nadeau played up by Hoskins. O'Donnell. Big swing out of the middle that time from Pott. Wasn't successful, but the Hurricanes keep it alive. Free. Coy. Esty. And there's Ava slip again. Slip at 11 each. Just can't keep talking about Jamie Spencer. Big kill there from Spencer. Having a great match here for Holland. Up by Boyle, there's Esty, back row Coy. Coy not quite as dialed in here in set number 3 as the first couple sets. Strong serve. Esty can't track that at the net. Captain Babby will serve again. The pride of Lumsden, Saskatchewan. That's a service ace. Puts the Hurricanes up 15-11. That's a 4-point ball. You can bet if it gets to 5, we'll see a timeout. That one off the side of the hand. Usually 5 early in the set, towards the middle, towards the end, you get a 3 or 4 point cushion. You're looking at timeout territory, usually. Here's Esty, the Tommy's down 3. That time Spencer blocked. Double hit, I think, on McDonald as that one tried to crawl up the arm. Hoskins gets the explanation. Esty Played by O'Neill. O'Donnell. McDonald, great touch. Abby McDonald. Thompson, as always, the all-out effort. Just couldn't quite get there. Hurricanes up 3, 16-13. Thompson, Esty. Oh, tough cross court from Coy, played up by the Hurricanes. Tommy's control for Nadeau. Off a Hurricane block, Spencer, McDonald both there. I think it was Spencer who had that go off the arm out of play. It was really Coy, that tough angle on the far side. Keep that point alive for Stu. Oh, good serve. Oh, great get from Esty. I thought that was down for a Hurricane point. And instead, it's going to be Coy off a Hurricane block, and the spinner falls in on the Holland side for a Stu point. Nadeau sends that one long. (17-15) and Spencer to serve. Nice serve from Spencer. No more geography for me today. Tommies are saying keep that Atlas away every time you go into geography. The player goes on a bit of a run. 18-15, the 3-point differential as we get towards, well, past the halfway point of the set. Timeout, Tommies. Of course, important for the teams to come in here, get feeling comfortable on this floor. You have to think you're coming here late in the season where you're going to have the ACAAs. You like to see success here, get familiar with the surroundings. I'm looking forward to that. That is the 1st of March weekend, right here in the LB Gym on ACAA TV. Of course, powered by Sports Canada TV. I haven't got that one in today. And if you're watching on Tommy's Nation on YouTube, affectionately known as Tommy's TV. And if I haven't introduced myself off the top, because as I said, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer today. I'm Bill Gibson, and I am very privileged to be here in my perch in the palace known as the Pit. Tommies get that point off the hand, I believe, of Boyle. Gillingham back in with the Tommies down 2. Service specialist Bronwyn Gillingham. Hoskins gets a tough serve up. Good looking attack from Moores, but the Tommies are there. Slip and Boyle. Tommies down a single for Gillingham. Oh, a little change of pace that time, Gillingham. Tipped over Gillingham, the dive alive by Boyle. And a kill by Coy. Not Coy's best hit of the day, but it works. 18-18. Gillingham gives one back on the service error into the net. Gillingham out for the Libero Thompson as Abby McDonald serves with the Hurricanes up 1. So we get into the latter stages of set 3. Oh, nice serve. Little cutter that time. Good get by McDonald as well for O'Neill. on a big swing. Boyle got a piece. Thompson might have been there. Boyle couldn't resist putting the hand in. '18 Hurricanes. Thompson. Oh, nice tip by Slip. McDonald, nice high set. Pass was a little long. Coy is going to let that one drop out of play. Play there a little frenetic. And it's going to be Murphy in for Coy. As Coach Colpitts pulls the serving switch. Murphy gets that O'Neill attack. And there's Esty. Goes lefty on the swing. A little versatility here of Ella Esty. Can swing between that attack position and the setter when Murphy comes in. Just adds a little bit more uncertainty to the Tommies' attack in terms of what role Esty will take. Tied at 20, timeout Hurricanes. They need this third set. Shout out if you are watching from the island. What I can tell you is there's more cold weather on the way for you. And I hope you take whatever it is that we've got here, because this is not at all pleasant in Fredericton today. And it's supposed to get a little worse tonight and into tomorrow. Hope you are warm around a wood stove or something like that on PEI today. That's my plan for this evening. Get the fire started. Hang out with my cat. '20, here's Murphy after the Hurricane timeout. Another strong serve played up by Hoskins. O'Donnell out of the middle. Babby blocked by Boyle. O'Neill, nice swing. Touched. Hurricane point. 21-20 Holland. Great call by the lines judge that time to get the Tommy touch. Boyle plays that up. Murphy back set for Boyle. And that's clean. Hurricanes wanted a double hit on Murphy. Sounded a bit like it, but didn't get the call. Some of those double hits you can hear, bum bum. And it sounded like that from up here. Of course, that could have been something else in the gym that I'm a ways from the play. That one benefits the Tommies. And too strong that time is Spencer from the back row. 22-21. STU now. And Boyle on to serve. Critical points here for the Hurricanes. They've got to have this set. Boyle gives that one back, 22-22. Little sigh of relief from the Holland side. And who else would you want on the service line? Jenna O'Neill. Veteran clutch, all-star player for the Hurricanes. Is that one in play? Makes Thompson play it. Murphy, Nadeau off block. O'Neill is there. Hoskins and Spencer free to the Tommies. Thompson, Murphy. Nadeau again, that one punched. O'Neill gets it one more time. O'Donnell. And that time it was Moores on the attack. Thompson this time for Esty. Lefty swing. It's a clean kill inside the back line. Libero out. And now the sub Laurive Godin checks back in for Bronwyn Gillingham. And here is Ava Slip. Hoskins. And Spencer Caught in a tough pass that time. A couple match points here now for STU. Almost said set points. I guess it is set and then match. As the Hurricanes can go straight sets here. They get a point in the next couple. Goes at it. Hoskins. Spencer. Keeps the Hurricanes alive. Pass to diving Boyle. If I was picking a Hurricanes player of the match, it would be Spencer. And Tommy's, I think I might go with LSD if it were my choice. I don't get to influence those decisions. That serve is long, and that gives the Tommies straight sets over the Holland Hurricanes. So with the win, the Tommies stay alone in second place at 10-3. And the Hurricanes drop to 8-5. We're going to have the same two teams back at it here tomorrow. That's going to be a 1 o'clock start. So this one goes 25-20, 25-22, 25-23 in favor of the Tommies. Indeed, the Hurricanes blew into town across the bridge and met their match here today with the Tommies. Look at those set scores. Not a super lot to choose from, particularly here in set number 3. Could be a different situation and outcome tomorrow. Come back 1 o'clock for that one. If you can brave the cold and get here to the LB Gym, come on out. If not, we'll have it right here for you on ACAA TV. For everyone here at St. Thomas, the always amazing Alice in the producer's chair, I'm Bill Gibson. Thanks for tuning into this one. We've got men's action coming up. I think that's a 4:30 scheduled start now with a half-hour delay. Thanks for tuning in for this one. And come on back for men's action, women's action tomorrow. Basketballers on the road. Check that out, ACAA TV as well. See you shortly for the men.